Oasis Space. It was, after coupon, $161 on Amazon. It is heavier than I anticipated, and it looks like I'm gonna need a knife. Hello, little helper. Alright, so reasons I chose this rollator. Number one, it was under $200. I wanted to stay under $200. Number two, it has 10-inch wheels. Number three, I can access the little storage bin on it without standing up. Some of them only have storage underneath the seat. Number four, you can close it side to side and it stands up. Or I'm under the impression that you can also fold it way, way down. For like airline travel or something. Okay, so there's a manual that I'm not going to read. Let's be realistic. It kind of looks like a pet carrier. I thought that this would be open top, but it's not. I find that most of the ads aren't very specific about the bag part. I think I would have preferred open top, but one of the benefits of this, so say you're flying, you put your stuff in here, you get to the gate and the tunnel and everything, and then you can gate check your walker at the bottom, take this bag and use it as your carry-on. Or your personal item or whatever. Alright, so this is the backrest thing. Back support, it's a good size. I'm going to be ordering a custom patch to cover the brand name. I'll tell you more about that later. This is nice and padded. It seems really strong and supportive. It's less flexible than what I thought it would be. Okay. There is a carrying bag. I don't like that they plaster their name all over everything, but also I get it, you know, because how do you advertise things like this? Okay, so it appears that other than that, it was shipped assembled. So it looks like okay, I had to clear some space off of my phone. So this is where I got to. So let me just do it in reverse. The backrest goes in here. It has to slide down from the top, and the brake line's a little bit in the way. So this part is inconvenient and took me a minute. Everything else is all assembled, except this comes in an accessory kit. It is a tip holder for a cane, and it goes in here, and then there's Velcro on here. So if you are a cane user, you can put the tip of your cane in here, stick it in this Velcro strap, and be good to go. The only other things that needed to happen to get this all assembled was the front wheels, which are the larger wheels. When they're shipped with them pivoted in the reverse position here. So, that. Apparently I can't do it at a distance. Push the orange button, rotate around, and all set there. And then the other thing, the only thing that actually needed to be attached other than the cane tip is the smaller set of wheels, for which there's just a little silver button. So it shows like this, with the brake line and everything attached. So all we had to do was just slide it in like this. Now, something I find a little confusing that I'm going to have to read the manual for is right at the part where those little buttons are these big silver clips. I don't have the slightest idea what they're for, and one of them is quite loose. Okay, so my priorities in purchasing this, besides the price point, were the ability for it to stand up on its own when somewhat collapsed, because bending over is hard. It makes me very hot and out of breath. I used to think it was because I'm chubby. But even when I'm thin, like right now, I'm very, very hot. Oh, Lord. Okay. Lost track of my train of thought. Okay. So, priorities when purchasing. A lot of the rollators that I looked at had extra steps where you either had to pull up a backrest, or it had a backrest like this, but then you would flip it over, lock your brakes, walk around it, and then sit down. People in my situation don't always have that kind of time. I wanted something where if I'm talking to somebody, blah, 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 like I was at the mall the other day, got like this in the middle, you know, and I said, I need to sit down. And I had to find either a place to sit or the floor. But then getting up and down off the floor can also cause symptoms. So having something like this is gonna be amazing, I'm convinced, as soon as I get over people looking at me going, why do you have a walker? But people already look at me because I have a service dog. So it's okay. Yeah, this is, I mean, it's not a recliner, but it's decently supported if you don't feel like you're gonna fall off. The side to side isn't too bad in terms of like, I don't feel like I'm gonna tip over. Hi, puppy. Now we're gonna have to train with this so you get used to it. Like muffin. Alright, so big wheels, great. Brakes are only on the smaller wheels, so you can shove it with the brakes on, but it definitely slows it down a bit. I keep hitting my pinky finger. I'm going to have to work on setting the brakes and releasing them. That's interesting. And it's got these little foot deals down the bottom, so if you need to go over a bump, you can. The handle in the middle of the seat, even though it looks plastic, is actually kind of rubbery. And I don't feel it when I sit down. If I did, I would just cut it off carefully and just use the nylon strap that it's mounted on. So where'd that accessory bag go? So this has little nylon loops. I could do without the made in China stickers. Okay, I can live without those. I can put this here, or I could kind of nestles in underneath the seat. So it's not completely exposed. The strap is centered, so I can turn it so the flap's aware, the flap is toward. Right now I have the flap opening toward the seat. I would have preferred if this were an open top bin, but I guess it's nice to have it so it zips up so that, like, when I'm going on a plane, I can have my personal item stuff in here and I can just slide it off, fold it up, and hand it to the gate check people for my little pink ticket. I might roll this up and like safety pin it under just so it's an open bin for now. I think that's probably very likely. I'm also going to steam the wrinkles out of it. I have a really great steamer. I love it. It's so much better than ironing. I'm going to order a custom patch from here from a dog patch maker that I use. And I haven't decided what it's going to say yet, but I think I'm going to ask them to do the lettering. The words are hard today. I'm going to ask them to do the lettering in like a gold or tan to go with this paint color, which the manufacturer calls champagne. Haven't decided what it'll say yet. I mean, this is very nice. It's nice quality embroidery, but I had expected it to be vinyl, just ironed on. So this is higher quality. The whole backrest is a lot higher quality than I expected. Honestly, the whole thing is better than I expected. So with the exception of whatever's going on with this little silver clip being loose. But that may just be a screw that needs to be tightened. I'll look it up. No. Okay, so where the handle connects to the frame, there's a couple little rings there. So that might be an opportunity to also hang something. There's no real crossbars. Like on a regular walker without wheels, you have a lot of crossbars in the front. And so when you look up walker accessories, there's a lot you can do in terms of adding on bags. There's not with rollators because all of the solid structures are vertical. So if I want to add extra cargo to this situation, I'm going to have to do some thinking. But overall, I'm very pleased. Very pleased. This is the bag for when it's folded up in its smallest incarnation. So I would probably bring that with for plane travel, just so she doesn't get banged up. And so the brake cables didn't get pulled out. I did look at Euro styles because the Euro styles, the brake lines are hidden inside the frame. And I may even zip tie these to the frame at a couple points just so they don't feel like they're kind of all over the place. But the Euro style rollators were all a much higher price point, understandably. So I think a few zip ties will do it, honestly. So now that it's all assembled, I'm going to read the manual. And then I'm going to clean up this trash. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. I have a vinyl cutting machine, so I'm going to cut some little stickers basically to put on my rollator. And if I use a low tack vinyl, then I should be able to replace them periodically and kind of change it up for those pimp my walker kind of moments. Kind of fun to, you know, put little Christmas stuff on or whatever. It'd be fun. Alright, so she needs a name. Let me know if you think of a good name. And I'm gonna get a trash bag. Alright, have a good day.